Hey, what's up guys? It's Mario with marketingforroofers.com. If you don't know me, I've helped thousands of service local-based businesses achieve success through Google Ads and SEO services. So if you're looking to take your roofing business to the next level, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more helpful content like this. In this video, we're going to be covering the biggest mistakes when running Google Ads. So stay tuned because we're going to be walking through all the mistakes that could potentially be draining your ad budget. Alright guys, so the first setting that we're going to be covering is going to be under the campaign setting of each individual campaign. And the first thing we want to look at is Google Search Network settings. You'll find that right here. You're going to click on this little drop down. And what you want to make sure is that both of these networks are turned off. You turn off Search Network and you turn off Display Network. What ends up happening is if you have any of these networks turned on, chances are you're probably getting phone calls for if you're hiring as a business. Then what happens is Google displays your ad then on websites that might be looking to hire people for, for roofing or whatever it is. And so you might be getting calls or inquiries about if you're hiring. And if you are getting these calls, it's because one of these networks is turned on. The other one, which is the display network, what happens is you have that one turned on. What your ad's doing then is it's displaying on YouTube. And that's the last place you want to be displaying your Google ads is on YouTube because people are not on there to look for a roofing company to come change out their roof. So make sure that you have both of these networks turned off. This could cost you a ton of money if you have these turned on. And what happens is when you go to create a Google Ads campaign for the first time, these are automatically always checked on, so make sure you go into your settings to turn them off if you haven't done already. The other thing you want to make sure is that you do not give Google the permission to turn these back on automatically. I've seen this happen a lot to where we turn these off, several weeks later they turn themselves back on with no notification and it ends up draining your budget again. So in order to prevent that, we have to show you another place to check for these settings so that you don't give Google the authorization to check these back on without your consent. The place that you would be checking for this information to make sure that they're not auto-applying these suggestions is under recommendations. So you'll see here at the top left-hand corner it says recommendations and you want to click on auto-apply. Here under auto-apply you're able to manage all of your recommendations from Google and just make sure that they're all turned off. Like any possible setting to where they're allowed to make changes based on AI or any of their metrics, make sure that they're turned off because what will end up happening is they'll turn those things back on to be able to rack up a bigger bill and essentially it's not going to do anything for you but waste your money. The next setting that we want to be looking for is again back under campaigns and under settings, and it's going to be the location setting. You want to make sure that this is specifically turned on because we want to make sure that Google understands what we're trying to target and who we're trying to target. So right here under locations, we want to come down to this drop down where it says location options. You might have your locations set up here to where you're targeting somewhere and you're excluding places. I'm going to show you where to exclude locations because it's also very important that you exclude places. But under the location options tab, you're going to have two options here. It says include presence or interest in people regularly in or who have shown interest in your included locations. That is the one we do not want to choose. We want to choose the one that says presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. Notice it doesn't say interest. This means that if you choose the top one, anybody that is searching for something in your area, whether they live there or not, maybe they live across the country, maybe they live in a different country completely out of the United States, and they have shown some interest in, for example, this location would be Dallas because they're looking up Dallas because they want to travel there. Now your ad will start displaying in another country, in another state, and that is what we want to prevent. So make sure that under location options, you choose presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. Now I'm going to show you exactly where to choose excluded locations because this is a big downfall in a lot of campaigns. So over here on the left hand side on your toolbar, you're going to have a section that says locations. You're going to click on that. And under locations, you're going to have a locations tab and a location inclusions tab. Click on location inclusions. And here's where you're going to be able to edit your exclusions. My recommendation would be to exclude every country and every state except for your state that you're currently in. Anything that is red would be excluded. Anything that is blue is what you're targeting. So play around with this. I wouldn't go down to the point where you're making everything red except for the exact city that you're in. I would leave the state alone for the most part. What I've seen in my testing is that whenever you have a state that is completely red except for a very small area, let's say it's like a 50-mile radius, Google won't display your ad as much. So just make sure that you exclude the entire world except for your state, and then really start targeting on your state with blue rather than red. That's just my opinion. You can mess around with that and see what works best for you, but that's just what I found in like the $6 million that I've spent on Google Ads so far. The next tip that I have for you guys is going to be under assets, and this is going to have to do in combination with your Google My Business listing. I'm going to show you what a Google My Business listing is if you don't know what it is, and I'm going to show you how this will benefit you and your campaign if you do this. So under locations, or under assets, there are different tabs. There are tabs for images, business logos, phone numbers, and other callouts. But the one we're looking at is called locations. Here, if you hit this plus button and you have a Google My Business utilizing the same email address as your Google Ads account, it will automatically populate here. You'll see your location extension through Google My Business with the same address show up here. Now, something that I want to note, the only way that this will work is if you display an address on Google. If your address is not being displayed on Google, like let's say you have it set up with your home address and you don't want to show your home address, which they don't want you to either unless it's this actual business like a brick and mortar store or a commercial space, then you're able to utilize this service. If not, don't even try, because it's not going to let you actually show your ads. The things that this does is it gives you more visibility above other companies much faster, and it will make your cost per click on Google Ads like a quarter of the price. So if you're used to paying $30 a click, you might only be paying $5 a click. And I'm going to show you an example of how this works, both in visibility and as well as it just being cheaper because there's less competition. A lot of people don't know that this exists, but this is how you're able to turn this on. So if you go to Google and you type in roofing companies near me, or for my example, roofing companies Portland, Oregon, well, this is called the Google My Business Map Pack, and this is where 3 businesses will always display in any service area. And you'll see here that there are 4 business listings in this particular map pack. But if you notice, the top one, it says sponsored. This means that this is a Google Ads being displayed. So what happens here is the one that ranks the best isn't at the top. It's the one who's paying is ranking at the top. And so they might not be as good at SEO, but they're able to outrank you because they're paying for the spot here. And it displays your reviews, it displays your website if you click on it. And this is just another way to get above the competition or to show up multiple times on the first page. For example, let's say that they were good at SEO and good at Google Ads. Their business would display in the regular Google Ads, then it would display here in the sponsored section, and then it would display down here in the organic SEO section. And if they were really good, then it would also display here. It could potentially show up 4 times if they get the recipe right. Here, they're only displaying in the top of the Google Ads map pack, but guess what? That accounts for like 40% of all the clicks that happen online are happening through the map pack. So make sure that if you're not utilizing this feature already, that you take advantage of it. Turn the location extension on Google Ads. I hope this helps you guys. If you have any other questions or you need help with any of your marketing, whether it's SEO, website creation, or you just need help or an audit, I'm always here to help. My phone number will be here on the screen, and you could go visit marketingforroofers.com if you have any other questions. Like I said, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be making a lot more helpful content revolving Google Ads and SEO services. I'm going to really be giving you guys a lot of free information that will help your business grow. I hope to see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.